Chevrolet has revealed the first photos of the new Camaro GT4R, which will make its competition debut in this weekend's Pirelli World Challenge season opener in St. Pete. The all-new SRO GT4 homologated Camaro marks GM's first global GT customer car, and will initially compete in both World Challenge and the IMSA Continental Tire Sports Car Challenge. This is an exciting time for Chevrolet racing with the first race for the new Camaro GT4R, said Mark Kent, Chevrolet Director of Motorsports Competition. It is another great example of how Chevrolet transfers technology between our racing programs and our performance production vehicles. The Camaro brand has a strong history on the track and the street, and the GT4R program will add to that pedigree. Black Dog Speed Shop will enter a pair of Camaro GT4RS for Lawson Aschenbach and Tony Gaples at St. Pete, with Stevenson Motorsports set to debut the car in Continental Tire Challenge competition at Circuit of the Americas in May. It is based on the new Camaro ZL11LE production car, which broke cover last month. The Camaro GT4R is a true racing customer car that Chevrolet is proud to support, said Sean Marr, Chevrolet's program manager for the Camaro GT4R. Together with our Chevrolet Racing organization and our partner teams, we look forward to developing this into one of top GT programs in global motorsports. February was a good month for the muscle car segment, climbing by more than 50% compared to January, but as has been the case in most months over the past 2 years, the Ford Mustang led the segment in sales. Since January 2015, the Mustang has led the muscle car segment in monthly sales 24 times in 26 months. So it doesn't come as much of a surprise that Ford once again sold the most two-door sporty cars in February, but it comes as a big surprise that the Dodge Challenger outsold the Chevrolet Camaro by a big margin. Mustang leads in February. In February 2017, Ford Motor Company sold 8,298 examples of the Mustang in the United States. That is a decline from the 9,993 Mustangs sold last February, but it is quite a bit higher than the 5,046 Mustangs sold in January 2017, so the sporty Ford is on the right track as we head into spring. Ultimately, the Ford Mustang is still down 24% compared to the first 2 months of 2016, but with the whole segment down compared to last year, the Mustang is still leading the way among the American muscle cars. The Challenger jumps into second. The big surprise for the February 2017 muscle car sales race is that the Dodge Challenger beat the Chevrolet Camaro to claim second spot, and the Big Mopper muscle beat the Chevy by a significant margin. FCA sold 6,107 Challengers in February, up 19% over last February, while Chevrolet sold only 4,658 Camaros. January 2017 was the worst sales month for the modern Chevrolet Camaro, and other than this January, we have to go back to November 2014 to find a worse month than February. As a result, the Challenger was able to leap into the second spot for the month and the year. 2017 muscle car sales race. On the year, the Ford Mustang has moved 13,344 units, making it the best-selling car in the segment by a comfortable margin just 2 months into the year. The Dodge Challenger is second with 9,500 units, and the Chevrolet Camaro is third with 8,246 units sold thus far. All three cars are down compared to the same months last year, but the Mustang continues to storm ahead while the Challenger and Camaro battle for second, again. It is far too early in the calendar year to say that any of these three cars has a direct line to the annual title, but with the Ford Mustang continuing the same dominance in the muscle car segment which has allowed it to claim the last 2 years, it appears that the motor company could be on its way to another title. for the year 2017, Chevrolet is hoping to launch the Camaro in more regions across the globe, and doing so can give them a platform to catch up with the Ford Mustang's global sales figures. One of the markets that are in Chevrolet's plans is China, and the country will look to receive the Camaro RS in a matter of weeks from now. Everything sounds positive for the Camaro until we learn that the car is priced shockingly high in the Far East country. As how it was announced by Chevrolet earlier today, the Camaro RS will retail from RMB 399,000, which translates to $58,000. This is far more expensive than the basic Camaro here in the US, which happens to be the equivalent car to the Camaro RS. The news got many criticizing Chevrolet, as they believe that the high price point is destroying the Camaro's potential. But then again, the decision was backed up by the Ford Mustang, which retails around the $59,000 mark for the base model. Perhaps, it may have something to do with the country's taxing system that makes pony car a lot more expensive to own. Either way, Chevrolet is merely following the price trend set by the Ford Mustang, hence you can't blame them for making such valuation. Chevrolet tested the max velocity of the ZL1, with 10-speed automatic, on the high-speed oval at Germany's automotive testing Papenburg GmbH proving ground. Compensating for wind speed, the top speed is the average achieved from running the ZL1 in both directions on the 7.6-mile, 12.3 km, loop, 202.3 mph in one direction and 193.3 mph in the other direction. The Papenburg testing was conducted on the ZL1's production Goodyear Eagle F1 supercar 3 tires with pressure set at 44 psi, the recommended setting for extended high-speed driving. The car's only deviations from stock were mandatory safety equipment and data logging equipment. Papenburg's high-speed oval features 2.5-mile, 4 km, straights and 1.3-mile, 2.15 km, turns with 49.7-degree banking on the top lane. The steep banking allowed Chevrolet test drivers to run the ZL1 flat out around the track without lifting off the throttle in the turns. Special aero features included a stanchion rear spoiler that offers an advantageous lift-drag ratio compared to a blade-style rear spoiler, and a patent-pending auxiliary transmission oil cooler cover that reduces front-end lift with no drag penalty. The front-to-rear aero balance was also fine-tuned for high-speed stability. The 650 horsepower, supercharged Gt4 engine powering the ZL1 is matched with a standard 6-speed manual transmission with active rev and match or an available, all-new 10-speed automatic transmission. The latest generation, the Camaro ZL1, was the top dog of the range on the track, but apparently, Chevy had other plans up its sleeves. Making its debut today at the Daytona International Speedway is the 2018 Camaro ZL1 1LE, an even more hardcore version of what was already labeled by many as a track monster. We had actually caught the Camaro ZL1 1LE back in October of 2016 while testing, but at the time, we had wrongly assumed it was a mule for the next Z/28. Chevy uses the 1LE packages on the standard V6 and V8 Camaros to improve their handling, and it promises to do the same with the ZL1, adding special aero technologies, an adjustable racing suspension, exclusive tires, while also reducing weight. The track-focused 1LE package offers progressive levels of performance across the Camaro lineup, from the V6 1LE to the SS 1LE, said Al Oppenheiser, Camaro chief engineer. But with the new ZL1 1LE, the progression takes a quantum leap. This is the ultimate track day Camaro. According to the company, in preliminary testing, the new ZL1 1LE was 3 seconds faster than the standard ZL1 coupe around General Motors' 2.9-mile, 18-turn Milford Road course test track. 3 seconds might not sound a lot to the uninitiated, but it's a huge improvement when we're talking about track times. Chevy says it achieved this without touching the ZL1's 6.2-liter Gt4 V8 that continues to put down 650 horsepower and 650 pounds-ft of torque and is linked exclusively to a 6SP manual. The new 10-speed auto is not offered, through 4 key elements starting with the aerodynamics. New features included a giant carbon fiber rear wing, specific air deflectors and dive planes on the front fascia that generate more downforce. One of the most important updates brought along by the 1LE package is the replacement of the standard ZL1's magnetic ride shocks with the racing-derived, lightweight Multimatic DSSV, dynamic suspension spill valve, dampers on both ends, which was used on the previous Camaro Z/28 with astounding results. Chevy also made other tweaks to the suspension, including a 3-way adjustable rear stabilizer bar. The ZL1 1LE rides on new, 1-inch wider, but an inch smaller in diameter front and rear forged alloy wheels wrapped in Goodyear Eagle F1 Supercar 3R tires that deliver max lateral grip of 1.10 G and which warm up faster. While the overall footprint grows around 10% over the regular ZL1, the woven tire package weighs about 1.5 pounds, 3.3 kilograms, less per corner. The use of lighter wheels and dampers, along with reduced thickness rear glass and a fixed back rear seat, helped the 1LE drop about 60 pounds, 27 kilograms, over the standard ZL1 coupe. Chevy said the new ZL1 1LE will reach dealers later this year, with pricing to be announced.